Hello, this is Professor Afrikadzata Deku, Doctor Data, PhD. I'm speaking to you from Spartanburg, South Carolina, USA, and I'm here to talk to you about the tragedy of an eagle that has been chickenized or turned into chicken, or de-eaglenized or turned into non-eagle without his least knowledge, and for his easy domination and control. And the problem is, the tragedy here is, after 400 years of the Africanization agenda that is turning the diaspora Africans into non-Africans, ignorant Africans, uprooted Africans, instead of after turning them into non-African in the white world controlled environment in USA, in Europe, in the Pacific Islands. Now they are now they are now presenting our brothers and sisters that have been the Africanized, especially African Americans, as our role model to emulate, to become on the continent. So after 400 years of doing that, the chicken farmer or the white man or the Arab or the Jew, they don't need to force their names on us anymore. They don't need to force us to speak their languages anymore. They don't need to force us to dress like them, to eat like them, to think like them, to be educated like them. No, now we do them ourselves. That is the thoroughness of the Africanization program on us. So instead of free ourselves from their languages, their names, their cultures, their dressing and all that, we fight for our right to bear foreign name. We fight for our right to live in the foreign Western control systems that we don't control. So it becomes the hell of eagle self-chickenization. The eagle is now chickenizing himself for the pleasure and the profit of the white man, of the Arab, and of the Jew, without his least knowledge of what he's doing. After 400 years of turning eagles into photocopies of chickens, full-blooded eagles completely forget they are eagles in chicken clothes and chicken world they now call homes. After 400 seasons of de-eaglenization or chickenization of the eagles, all they could do now is desperately survive like dead eagles. De-eaglenized eagle, chickenized eagles, and ignorant eagles who are completely dead to their eagleness, dead to their glorious eagle past, dead to their wonderful eagle heritage, and dead to their wonderful eagle values. 400 years of institutionalized chickenization or de-eaglenization or de-Africanization of the eagle or the African have successfully turned them into the world's most self-ignorant beings on earth. They know everything about others, but little or nothing about themselves as eagles or Africans. They hate, fear, ignore, and reject the eagle truth of their eagleness, which is by now totally erased from their chicken memories. And because the eaglenized eagle do not know who and what they are not interested in learning or finding out the eagle truth for their eagleness, they turn themselves into the only people on earth today with false chicken identities, false chicken nationalities, false chicken citizenship, false chicken personalities, and ways of life they now call their own. Any of them who, from time to time, dare to teach, preach, remind, reveal, and expose to them the eagle truth of their true eagle identity and the lie of their chicken identity is summarily brought into silence or is destroyed if he or she cannot be bought by the master owners of the chicken system and world under which our today chickenized eagle suffocate without the least knowledge of their genocide. In other words, the consequence of de-eagleization or de-Africanization of the eagle of the Africa is the genocide of self-ignorance, which makes all de-eagleized eagles to accept, believe, and see themselves not as eagle, but as chicken in thoughts, words, and deeds. With self-ignorance comes the holocaust of self-hatred that unconsciously program the eagleized eagle to hate themselves to death and to love and prefer others to themselves. They hate themselves because they are trying desperately and vainly to be who and what they are not. This also means bringing upon themselves the curse of self-rejection that conditions them to prefer everything chicken as good and everything eagle as bad, evil, and stone age to avoid. In this way, their chronic lack of knowledge of themselves as eagle can only lead them to have less and less love for themselves and others, less and less faith in themselves and others, less and less confidence and trust in themselves and others, less and less respect for themselves and others, and less confidence and trust in themselves and others, and less respect for themselves and others, and less self-mastery and self-control over themselves and their forgotten ego world and power. In this way, de-eagleized eagles are diggers of their own graves. Today, they no longer need a chicken farmer to teach them how to de-eaglenize or chickenize themselves, or keep themselves into chicken for his glory and profit. Now they gladly, willingly, freely, zealously pride themselves in perpetuating their own de-eaglenization and chickenization without the least knowledge of the endless genocide they gladly inflict on themselves for unconsciously choosing and preferring to survive desperately as chicken rather than live with ease as eagle they are meant to be. The hell of eagle self-chickenization is therefore the holocaust of self-ignorant eagles destroy themselves for the profit of others. Eagle self-chickenization is the perpetuation of eagle genocide by the de-eagleized eagles themselves, and which they are programmed to call progress, development, and success. This means only de-eagleized eagles can stop chickenizing themselves with the eagle truth of their eagleness, which alone can save them from the genocide of turning themselves into doormats for others to walk over as their photocopies, peripheries, caricatures, and edges in the service of others. In other words, we need to stop de-Africanizing ourselves. We need to stop Arabanizing ourselves. We need to stop Westernizing ourselves. We need to stop foreignizing ourselves. We need to stop Jewinizing ourselves, or Christianizing ourselves, or Islamizing ourselves, and reclaim our continental African identity, personality, through what I call African Resurrection Project, African Rebirth Project, in which we will be able to publish my over 200 books to teach all continental Africans that we are all Africans and owners of the richest continent on earth, for us to reclaim, unify, empower, liberate, develop for our benefit, instead of begging others for their crumbs when we have the loaf. To be involved, contact me, and we can work together for the good and betterment of our people. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.